Look, I wanted to love this. I want to love everything Andrew Garfield does.
He's wired in. Sorry? He's wired in.
What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. Every weekend I'm talking a brand new movie or show on streaming, and this movie dropped on demand. It's called Mainstream, and if you look at the cast, it's actually really stacked. I'm surprised nobody's talking about it. So we're going to talk about it, spoiler-free, of course, and if you enjoy these reviews, be sure to drop your support down below and let me know, what's your favorite Andrew Garfield movie? Let's do it. In this cautionary tale, three people struggle to preserve their identities as they form an eccentric love triangle within the fast-moving internet age. Written and directed by Gia Coppola, starring Nat Wolff, Maya Hawke, and Andrew Garfield, they are essentially going on this journey to switch things up when it comes to how people go about themselves on the internet. But it all starts off extremely simply when Maya Hawke's character runs into Andrew Garfield's character for the first time. Link is, well, he's fascinating. He is just an outsider, and she doesn't really know anything about him. No one really knows anything about him, but he has this determination to live his life without all of these distractions that people have when it comes to their phones, social media, leaving a like or a comment on someone's post, and using social media to promote your image. And that's really how most of us go about it. What am I doing right now? I have a channel. There's my name on it. So I think we all kind of fall into this category at some point or another. But his idea, Link's idea, is to take this concept and say, you know what? We're going to put our phones down for a little while. We are going to try something a bit different when it comes to social media. Let's not make it about us. Let's not make it about our image. Let's be as transparent as possible. And I like that mentality. In theory, not necessarily how they go about it in this movie, but they have this idea to hatch and cook up this YouTube channel, this satirical take on what we see from other YouTubers, and it's so funny somebody like Jake Paul is in this movie, and then they're kind of like making fun of what Jake Paul does at the beginning of the film, but it's all about Andrew Garfield's character in Link. It's all about his journey and how learning more about him as we go starts to open up doors that maybe we didn't expect in the first place. And again, I like what they're trying to do in theory. Now, when it comes to what they actually accomplish in this film, it's a lot. And some of it is so unrealistic and so exaggerated, and the fact that on their first project, it kind of blows up immediately. That's not how the internet works. Trust me, I've been trying to do it for 4 years. Doesn't happen like that. I guess it could happen like that, but it didn't feel natural. And I'm trying to get on board with their end goal because they start out just kind of playing on the things that we see all over the internet nowadays, but the film kind of moves into exaggerated, unnatural, and itself satirical territory where it just gets so weird. I hate to use that word because it's lazy, but weird and convoluted that it's still entertaining, but I can't sit back and say, I think this is a very good film because there's just a lot that happens in this movie that doesn't really have a lot to do with anything. And again, conceptualizing this idea is a good one, but seeing the motivations play out when it comes to Andrew Garfield's character, you just don't really get the chance to dig deep inside of his brain. We're approaching it from Maya Hawke's perspective, and she's really good in the film, and Garfield is crushing it. He has to do some things here, whether it's run around naked or do something on a table. I won't say what it is. Unless you've seen it, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. He does them, and he does a great job, even though they were a bit too much for me at times. But again, I understood what they're going for. Unfortunately, it just feels like a jumbled mess, and that is really unfortunate because there is entertainment to be had. So if you're going about this film not necessarily judging it as a movie and just, okay, let's see how crazy this can get, and it gets crazy, then maybe you'll find some fun with it, but I could not stop picking it apart as I went. There's a flaw here. The story is jumbled. It's messy. We're not getting the point across. Okay, now I'm starting to understand his character's mentality until he does something else that's just completely out of the blue. And playing on these ideas, especially in 2021, when a lot of what they're saying is true, I like that idea in theory, but how they go about it and what happens in that third act, it wasn't cohesive at all, and it makes the movie come across as a mess. The message, in theory, is there. I really like the acting. There are some stylistic moments that work, but then other stylistic moments that just started to become jarring, and I truly wish the story would have came together better because I really wanted to love this movie. Unfortunately, it just didn't end up being my cup of tea at the end of the day. But before I give you guys my score, I'd love to know what you think. I'd love your support on this video. Help me by dropping that thumbs up button down below. Garfield gives a superb performance, but the film features concepts that work way better on paper because the execution is lackluster. I'm going to go a 40% for mainstream. There's something there that makes me think, oh, this could be an A24 movie in another universe. It almost, funny enough, visually has the elements of like an Under the Silver Lake. Unfortunately, the story just didn't quite get there for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos today, and I'll see you soon.